students or teachers. Students need to know what is UPSC thing, then only they'll streamline their preparation. Teachers we also need to know what is UPSC description, then only they'll frame the right kind of questions. Okay, and in the course of the thing, like when I discuss polity thing, I'll prove it to you that nothing is random, nothing has been just asked for the sake of asking. Somewhere it is made a mention, some news is there that has been a motivating factor behind what question is asked. That I'll prove it to you. But one thing, why it was, the test was right now, not in later phase, etc. is, once you know your standard as to where you lie, you should be given the time to course correct. Had I done this in February, or we had kept it test in Feb or so, there would be no time to course correct. So one basic advice to you people is, don't be late in terms of your prelims preparation. Now I've seen people have given tests in the first and the second batch. It includes both beginners and also people who are experienced. So and I know the first, we have got the markings of the first batch. Yeah, so first batch also the score is, we know the score. So that way, the underlying or basic thing is you have to start it early. Whoever it is, be it an experienced candidate or a beginner, you're all at the same level. Same level of what? Knowledge wise you may be different, but with respect to this paper, you're all the same. So looking at 2017 paper, that was disastrous. This was at least there is a pattern in this. If you find a pattern, you get a pattern. There it was complete madness. Yeah, but yeah, in that madness also there is a method. There was a method in that madness also that will trace. So basic advice to you is a basic fact. The thing which is to be deduced from this entire thing is start your preparation early, and that is keeping that in mind itself. This entire thing was devised. I'll just talk about the course thing and also the test series, etc. What exactly it is. Then moving on to the test paper discussion. Is it okay? See, overall the course starts is 4 months. It starts on Jan 7th and till April it goes. So it's a mix of classes, test series, test discussion, and test appointment related. So classes are how Jan to March. Total the number of hours you have is some 280 or 300 plus hours classes you have. So once classes will do what? Jan to March there is one chunk, April there is another chunk. So Jan to March will be focusing on standard your disciplines like polity, economy, etc. The classes will be chunk wise. Suppose in first week you have polity, and there is one class of science and tech, space. On those related things only will be asking. There will be a test on Sunday. But a point to be noted here is there won't be like separate current of 1 month or current of 2 months. Doesn't make sense. First thing. Current of 1 month, current of 2 months is only prelims related thing. Maybe you might crack prelims, but if you do not have the integration in current affairs, then it becomes very tough. So what we have thought is, suppose you are having polity first week, there is starting with preamble to fundamental rights you have, or fundamental duties you have. So fundamental rights, what all has happened 1.5 years, that will be there in the test, along with the static part. So it will be theme-wise rather than, so studying, because why is this method being devised? First thing is, any particular question in UPSC these days is a myth. It's not purely current, not purely static. One option is current, one option is static. So it doesn't make any sense to read current affairs separately. So certain sections cannot be divided theme-wise. Like PIB cannot be divided theme-wise. There is a huge lot of material. So what we have done, from second week onwards, we have added monthly-wise PIB. Okay. India yearbook also we have seen. Every chapter and theme-related wise, chapters have been added. Suppose polity is done in the first week. Chapters related to polity like law and justice, polity, and also national symbols. That has been added to the test series. So it is theme-wise, so that you get a integration, proper way to study. Is it okay? So this is Jan to March. Classes plus tests. And the April part is specifically current affairs. what do I mean by specific current affairs? See, current affairs doesn't mean market current affairs. Again, I'm stressing on that. Current affairs means UPSC current affairs. Current affairs is what? Like they are asking more and more government-related questions. So sources like PIB, PRS, or Yojana, Kurukshetra, Hindu standard paper, no shortcuts, etc. And you have seen the last year paper, shortcuts work, shortcuts didn't work. You have seen, we'll prove it later sometime when we come for discussion, but shortcuts don't. So newspaper, PIB, PRS, Yojana, Kurukshetra, and budget and economic survey will be done in April. And so the course runs this way with test series. So with the test, after every test there will be a test discussion. So the model of test discussion will be shown today. So how is test discussion done? So even after the test discussion, you will be still having personalized doubts, etc. That can be cleared through appointment system. Okay, now this about the test series, how it works and all. See, test series. Okay, well, and one more thing about the classes is classes will be what? In classes, one thing is from basics to higher levels will be taught. Second thing, handouts will be given to supplement the class things. It will be purely prelims oriented. For instance, there is no point in teaching you right to privacy analysis. Right to privacy is inherent to, integral to human being, or it is a fountainhead of human rights. Doesn't make any sense to me right now. Right to privacy, which are the cases, in which case it starts, you put us on the judgment, what was the judgment given, which year, that's it. So section 377, what doctrines were used, doctrine of progressive relation. So it will be purely factual for prelims, which is required. Okay. And handouts will supplement those things which cannot be taught in class, which need not be taught in class rather. Yeah. So so with respect to test series, overall there are 20 tests. So 12 are modular tests based on subjects like polity, economy, etc. After that you have 12 plus 4 comprehensive simulated tests. 4 is CSAT. CSAT includes CSAT test and CSAT classes also, 60 hours classes you have. But 4 comprehensive tests are what? You will be having ample time to revise for those comprehensive tests. Now this entire thing ends by April. In May you will be getting proper time to revise on your own. So Jan to April this entire thing completes. May you can revise on your own. So this is the overall strategy we are having with respect to the course. Now with respect to test series specifically, test series, see the tests are what? One thing is it is theme based, I told you. Second thing is static and current will be linked. Third thing is it will be covering governmental sources, questions will be related to that. Test discussions when we do, all 4 options will be discussed as to why this is right or not. And most important thing is there will be graded questions. If you have seen certain questions, graded questions won't be, it's not feasible to give in the test, it will be done in discussion. So level 1 question is this. Suppose the Meghalaya question which was there, state law audit, it's a level 1 question. See, level 1, level 2, level 3 is our discretion. For a person who doesn't know anything, everything is level 3. Yeah, so level 1, how do you determine level 1, level 2, level 3? No, that's a basic question. See, once you know the entire portion in and out, we will be able to know when you should know this question, or at what stage you should come across this question. For instance, polity, entire polity, Lakshmikant basic is level 1. Current related, analysis related becomes level 2 and level 3. And if you are not very good in Lakshmikant, basic Lakshmikant, level 1, then there is a problem in your study. So if you strategize this way, suppose you get to know in the test discussion that level 1 is not working for me. I'm not good in level 1. So where you have to focus on, that assessment will be very proper. Is it okay? Getting what I'm saying? Getting what I'm saying? Okay. Anything else, sir?
The manifest level.
Yeah, one more thing, with respect to current affairs, etc. Current affairs, along with the governmental sources, mandatory prescription, follow Manifest 11 as well. Questions will be there from that also. So read that. We're starting thinking of even the prelims questions from on Manifest 11 also from January. So it will be coordinated with the classes with your test series, so it will be easier to handle things. Is it okay? Okay, we'll start the discussion.
Actually, there are 4 sets, and while we are discussing, you should see to it that The first 25 questions in set A are repeating at 76 to 100 in set B. Okay? Those questions in set C, they are from 51 to 70. Okay? So, same questions in set D, 26 to 50. Little bit reasoning. Okay? You need to adjust with that. Okay? While we are telling also, we will tell you the question number, but with respect to set A. Okay? Accordingly, you have to map it on set B, set C and set D.
See, why all this is being done? One thing, A, B, C, D, etc. Only basic aim is, no, nothing, we want to bring UPSC preparation the UPSC way. Nothing related or no making of assumptions like, okay, you need to play by rules. Suppose we are prescribing you till fundamental rights. I ask you a question on precedent. Does it make sense? Like, testing should be the proper testing. And if you have, like, it's an open challenge. Like, and the challenge is like, you read whatever you want to till fundamental rights, solve the question. It won't be like you read fundamental rights, I ask precedent, then laugh at you, doesn't make sense. I laugh at you when I'm not able to make fundamental rights question. Is it okay? See, and why all this is being done, you need to bleed right now to fight it in the battle there. If you are having fun right now, like, okay, I'm scoring above 100, I'm scoring above 20 right now, that feeling of complacency is not required right now. If you have a feeling of complacency, you won't study. The moment, after the first minute told also, now I have to study. This was the motive. Now making them feel that they study is itself one biggest achievement. Yeah. See, because nothing can be taught, and if the basic motivation of you keeping on a particular loop of study, if that is that happens, then the purpose is served. Okay. We'll start the discussion. First question. Doctrine of coverture was in news recently. Which of the following IPC sections?
21st.
So question number 21. Question number 21 in set A.
Then 46. Then 71. Then 96.
Doctrine of coverture was in news. Which of the following IPC section is it related to? Why was it in news? What's the answer? What's the answer? Section 497, yeah. Why section 497? This doctrine of coverture is what? Entire gender relations is in news. There is a basic motivation behind the question. Gender relations is in news because of many reasons: temple entry movement, triple talaq, or even adultery law, etc. This is section 497 is related to adultery law. After marriage, doctrine of coverture says what? It is basic common law in English. After marriage, woman loses her identity and she becomes wife, and husband, the woman becomes the property of husband, husband becomes the protector. So in this gender relations, coverture is what? You become a property. The doctrine of coverture was applied recently in section 497. Hindu Malhotra gave this doctrine where she says that woman becomes a property, and section 497 says that she becomes a property, and it is against gender equality principles in article mentioned in article 15 and article 14. So that using this doctrine, adultery law was changed. Is it okay? Section 377 was in news for LGBT against the order of nature. Third is section 495 is related to section 309 is related to decriminalizing suicide. 495 etc. all are related to women related crimes. After that you have dowry etc. in the same sections. Okay. So 21 answer is A. 22. Okay, this 21 question, this is, see, so this question is level 2, doctrine of coverture, level 2 question. This is current inspired question, so it is level 2 question. It is not very direct, but if you know the fact, you can directly answer it. Otherwise, it is tough to answer. Next question, article 108. 108 is, article 108, is it an analysis question? It's an analysis question. It's not asking about article 108. It is asking about interpretations about 108. 108 you know. Lakshmikanti you read, you'll get joint sitting. There is a provision of joint sitting in ordinary bills. If there is a disagreement between the two houses, then there is a provision for joint sitting. Now what exactly happens in joint sitting? Which is the house which gets the leverage? Lok Sabha is a? What kind of a body is it? Popular body, federal body? So who is getting more upper hand? Yeah, so federalism is not getting an upper hand. So one is incorrect, right? So it ensures an upper hand of federalism? No, it doesn't. Second is it ensures an accommodation of diverse interest in passing the foot bill? It doesn't. It doesn't. See, Lok Sabha, if it is one party, see, federalism is what? Federal body is what? Diverse regional interest. So when you are not giving importance to Rajya Sabha, so your diverse interests are not accommodated. Most of the times it happens that a single party dominant in Lok Sabha will get an upper hand. So diverse interests are not accommodated. So neither one nor two. So answer is D. It's a level 3 question.
In practice they are not accommodated, but in theory they are.
This is theoretical question. One more thing. When you read Lakshmikant or when you read polity questions, it has to be purely theoretical. What happens in practice and all, you need to derive from the particular articles. You cannot counter question. There are many instances in politics. You need to specifically look at articles and derive interpretations from it. Yeah?
The very fact the joint session हो रहा है, that means कि diverse interests are being accommodated.
Like, come again.
The very fact that there is a provision for a joint.
No, okay. No, the point is, diverse interest is different from, you are saying,
which body gets an upper
hand because Lok Sabha gets the upper hand. But in terms of diversity, Rajya Sabha is more diverse because it represents different states, the views of different states. It's a federal body. Now, I'm not saying that Lok Sabha is not diverse. I'm saying that federal body or Rajya Sabha is more diverse. So when you make a joint sitting, this particular body is not getting an upper hand. So somewhere the diversity is compromised. And why it was devised? It was devised to give popular body more preference, not the regional interest. Yeah?
When diversity is spoken about, isn't it about federal diversity as well as popular diversity? Both.
Yeah. So no, popularity or populism need not be diverse. If you look at the party-wise, Lok Sabha will be one party which is in majority. That is what is forming the government. So that diversity doesn't get reflected. In Rajya Sabha it will surely get reflected. Yeah? So it is neither one nor two. Next. Which of the following principles is bicameralism of states in India based on? In state. Okay. This question, why did I ask this question? This question, which is the bicameralism in states. There is a motivation behind this. Legislative councils are being formed. I mean, there is a demand for legislative councils. Specifically, recently, Odisha is asking for that. So, keeping that as a motivation, I've taken the static question. So, if it is bicameralism in states, what does it work on? Does it work on checks and balance? Yes. Does it work on effective decentralization of power? Think about this. Yes. How are the, I mean, who are the members who are elected? How are the members elected there? Local bodies are involved in the elections. Do they get power? Do they? I'll explain. No, there is a derivation. You need not. In terms of derivation, what is there? The composition is. The composition, if you look at legislative council, one section of it is elected by the local governments. So when are they having power to do that? Is it based on the principle of decentralization? Yeah. So 2 is right. Third, informed deliberation on bills and other issues? Yes. So because of what? No, informed deliberation is because of reservation for the erudite sections, the learned sections. Is that, I mean, 12 nominated members are there. So, sorry, not 12 nominated, it is in Rajya Sabha. Here there is section which is
erudite section.
Sir, should we not read anything about the effective decentralization that is there? Could you say attempted?
No, principles. I told you again the same question, the theoretical, I am asking about the principles. On what principle is it based? The aim was for effective decentralization. Whether it really happens in practice, that is not the question asked. And the question being, does it really impact? That would have been a different thing. But the question is, what principles it is based on? Why it was done so? The constitutional framers has a particular motive. Yeah. So 1, 2, and 3.
Sir, should the word effective be not interpreted differently? When it is very effective, then...
Okay, read this with the question. What does the question say? Which are the following principles it is based on? Okay. Now when the constitutional framers are doing so, they won't say ineffective decentralization of power. Their aim would be what? For effective decentralization of power. On that principles only they have framed the entire government. Yeah. What happens in practice is purely different. I didn't ask what happens in practice. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Next. 24th question. It's a level 2 question. It's an easier one. The DPSP. Consider the following statements about DPSP. They are based on doctrine of progressive realization of rights. When was this used? In which case it was used? Doctrine of progressive realization of rights was used in Section 377. That is a right now given should not be taken back. Navtej Singh Johar case is the Section 377 case. Navtej Singh Johar. They are inspired from Instruments of Instruction of Government of India Act 1935. Yes. They provide a constitutional basis for developmental politics in India. Yes. Developmental politics is what? Politics on the basis of development, not on the basis of identity. So DPSP talks about welfare politics. So why does it lay a foundation for developmental politics? Because it is not legally tenable. You cannot go to court. So what is the pressure or what is the force behind the government to implement this? The electorate. If you do not implement in this elections, that will act as an incumbency factor. So that way it lays the basis for developmental politics in India. 1, 2, and 3.
Sir, can you brief about what the meaning of the doctrine is?
Which doctrine?
This doctrine.
Doctrine of progressive realization of rights. In Navtej Singh Johar case, Section 377 right was given. It said that it was decriminalized. Certain cardinal acts were considered against the order of nature. Then judiciary said that this particular right now which is given to this minority community, it is based on 2 doctrines. Doctrine of progressive realization of rights and doctrine of non-retrogression. What is doctrine of progressive realization of rights? Certain rights could not be given at the time of independence. DPSP is based on that. Certain rights could not be given then. Yeah?
So what was the second one?
Non-retrogression. That you cannot take it back. Next. Privileges Committee is in news. Why is it in news? Breach of privileges. Rahul Gandhi was also there, and Rafael Lai was also there. So, taking from these cases itself, so for instance, Rafael itself you read. When you read, they won't ask you political controversy. They'll be asking you procedural flaws in Rafael. How defense, procedures are made in India. Those kinds of questions they'll be asking you, nitty-gritty details of those cases. Is it okay? So in this Privileges Committee in Lok Sabha, how many members does it contain? 15. It consists of 15 members. Its recommendations are binding on the issue? No, its recommendations are not binding. Its functions are of semi-judicial nature. Yes, semi-judicial nature. It relates to inquiry and all. Committee of Privileges is related to inquiry, etc. So 3 is correct. It is not correct about. So it is 1 and 2 only. 1 and 2 only. Answer is A. Yeah, not correct. It's not correct. 1 and 2. This is also level 3 because of not. Yeah. Next set.
46.
46, set A. Office of Profit question. Okay, Office of Profit was in news again. Yes, Office of Profit was in news for many reasons. Specifically, Delhi was the major reason. Parliamentary Secretary was appointed as. So, whether Office of Profit as a concept, where was it borrowed from? UK, not US. UK, there is an Act of Settlement 1701. Act of Settlement 1701, 1701. Based on that act, we have borrowed that concept. In which article it is mentioned? Office of Profit 191A. 191(1)(a). 191 clause 1 subclause A. So does it define Office of Profit in India? Office of Profit is not defined. Yeah. So first option says that US was the moving spirit behind idea in India. Incorrect. It is UK Act of Settlement 1701. Constitution of India gives the definition of Office of Profit. No, it only says that
legislative member should not have
an Office of Profit. It should not hold an Office of Profit. It doesn't define what is an Office of Profit, because since there is no definition of Office of Profit in the Constitution, it has led to various problems. It has been interpreted by the judiciary in different ways in different cases. And there is one comprehensive list, not very comprehensive, yeah, there is one decent list given under Parliament Act 1958. Yeah. Does Representation of People Act talk about this? What is the section?
Section 9. Section 9 talks about
Section 9 talks about Office of Profit. In the particular act, Representation of People Act, Section 9 talks about Office of Profit. So it's again level 3 question. Answer is only 3. Okay. Special courts is in news. Criminalization of politics is in news. Special courts. There is a recent judgment given by the Supreme Court that there should be special court for expeditious adjudication of the cases. So in that, a sitting legislature who is convicted is not barred from contesting for a period of 3 months, during which time he or she can appeal. Yes or no? Now it is struck down. It is no. Recently it was struck down. It is no. Incorrect. It is mandatory for every candidate to provide information
regarding criminal antecedents
if any while filing nomination paper. This is called right to know about the candidates. In that you need to talk about your assets, you need to talk about your criminal antecedents also. Third thing, earlier India had a provision for separate tribunal for electoral disputes before high courts were given such powers. High courts are given powers under Section 80 and Section 80A. Earlier it was a tribunal was there. We came to high court, now we are going back to the same system again. So it is 3 is also correct. So it is 2 and 3. Section 80 and 80A is related to the High Court, right? Before the powers were given to the High Court, there was a separate tribunal. Now we are going back to the same system. Some specialization is needed for expeditious adjudication of the cases. 2 and 3 only. Okay? So you tell me what kind of question is it? Level 1, level 2, level 3? Level 3? Level 2 for me. Yeah. Level 2. So there is only one option that's slightly tougher.
Section 80 and 80A of
APA of Representation of People Act. RP. Okay, many have told you many times, I mean, if you remember OGP classes and all, Law Commission of India, I have told many times. You read recommendations like this 272 report, this report, what exactly is a Law Commission? Yeah, there's one question on Law Commission next. Consider the following statements about Law Commission of India. It is a statutory body. What body is it then? What body? Advisory body? It's an executive body. Executive body is directly under the mandate of the executive. It has nothing to do with the parliament, nor with the constitution, nothing. So it's an executive body. Its recommendations are not binding. They are not binding, yes.
India's first law commission
Was established in Charter Act of 1830. 1833, Macaulay. After that, you have the codification of laws, IPC, etc., come into being then. Yeah. So it is 2 only. Answer is C. Okay. Special category status is in news.
Is there any difference between commission and committee?
Commission is government mandated. Committee is some private body, like Congress. If you remember Linguistic Provinces Committee, it was by the Congress Party. Commission, SKR Commission is government, Constituent Assembly body. So that is slightly different. And Commission has more powers and more authority. Okay. Next is Andhra Pradesh, Bihar is also asking for this special category status. Now, special category status is an idea which was given by which body? Which body? What is the body which gives the SCS idea? NDC. NDC, National Development Council, which no longer exists. Next, replaced with the Governing Council. So, at present, how many have special category status? 11. 11. Which are those? 7 sister states, Northeast, Sikkim, and 3 in the north, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal, and Uttarakhand. So, total 11. Okay? Total 11. Normal central assessment. So what happens in this? Once you give a, see, this comes under the topic called fiscal federalism. Fiscal federalism. So this comes under the topic called fiscal federalism. Fiscal federalism, where do you study fiscal federalism? There are constitutional provisions. 268 to 293 are the articles related to fiscal federalism. Those are constitutional provisions on the basis of which you have many bodies which are working, finance commissions, and there are grants also, statutory grants and discretionary grants. So this talks about center's devolution of finances to the state. It is there in your main topic also. So there are different ways to, there are planned assistance, non-planned assistance, etc. and all. So in planned assistance, NDC played a key role. So for special category status states, the money which was given should naturally be more. Yeah, and also the component reserve was 30% of the total planned assistance is reserved for the special category states. Out of this 30% when they are giving them, it will be in the component of 90-10. 90 is grants, 10 is loans. But for normal states it is 70-30. 70-30 is what? So second is incorrect. Now distribution of planned assistance to states by center is governed by Gargill formula? Yes. So it is 3 only. Answer is B, level 3.
Sir, now planned assistance exists after planning body has been removed.
The working still is the same. Though in budget you don't have a clear bifurcation of plan and non-plan. Okay. Which of the following statements is all correct? Why deputy chairman question I asked suddenly? Election was held and there was a huge controversy related to that. And the deputy chairman was not being elected for long. It was the panel of vice chairman which was actually conducting the house. So there was a controversy. So deputy chairman or presiding officers, etc., how they are elected? By what majority? Effective majority. It is not ordinary, it is not special, nothing. It is effective majority. Effective majority includes vacancies and also people who have died, etc., all those. So effective majority is the word in elections. In removal it is what? In removal? The second part is correct. It is majority of all the members of the house. It is absolute, overall. All the members of the house simply means suppose it is 250. Now in 250, half of it, absolute majority, 50% plus 1. Yeah? It is not present and voting. It is different. Members of all the house, 50% plus 1. Is it okay? So second is correct. Only 2. Effective majority? Absolute. Absolute majority is 250. 250, now it is 50% plus 1. How much does it count to? 126. Now it is effective majority, suppose. 250 is the membership given. Now elections have not happened. Some seats are vacant. Some have died. So 240 is the strength, overall strength. So it is 121. Effective. Yeah? It's like, simple is present and voting. On that day, 220 are present. Out of that, how many? Yeah? Done? 5 questions?
71.
Okay. Level 1 question. Which of the following is the first state in India to have launched social audit? Meghalaya. Social audit is in news. It's part of governance. What is social audit? Main question also might be there. What is social audit? How social audit is done? Social audit was first time formalized in India under NREGA. Yeah, it gets a statutory backing under NREGA Act, Manrega Act now. Yeah? Meghalaya, 71A. Okay, curative petition. Why curative petition is in news? Can anyone give me the news of curative petition? Why curative petition is in news? Yeah, Rajiv Gandhi thing, Sabrimala also, and also section 377 also was through curative petition. Curative petition is what? It is the final stage. Suppose you start from lower subordinate courts, you reach to Supreme Court. Supreme Court gives the final judgment. Now after that you have two stages. After final judgment, the first is review petition. Even after review petition, there is the final one, that is curative petition. Review petition is constitutional. It is mentioned in the Constitution. What is the article? 137. But curative petition is a judicial invention. It is not mentioned in the Constitution. It was given in a specific case called Ashok Hurra versus Rupa Hurra, 2002. Ashok Hurra versus Rupa Hurra, 2002. So it's a judicial invention. The idea doesn't find a mention in the Constitution. So it is given under exceptional circumstances like miscarriage of justice. So since it is exceptional, it has to be certified whether it is to be taken into account or not by a senior advocate. The senior advocate has to give approval that this case is relevant or it can be taken into account under curative petition. Yeah? Because there will be frivolous cases, waste of time should not happen. Third is, there is no time limit given to file it. Yeah, there is no time limit. For review petition, there is a time limit. So it is, 1 is incorrect, 2 and 3. So answer is B. 30 days. Next is model of secularism in India. Model of secularism is in news, essential religious practice or Sabrimala temple entry and triple talaq, etc. There is a debate now that whether judiciary should determine what is religion or shouldn't determine. It's called constitutional theocracy. That is why I've taken this question, because if you know very well what is secularism, you'll be able to answer such questions. So secularism in India, this is also a derivative question. It's level 3 question again. So if you know articles from 25 to 28, but you should derive certain things from that. So then only you'll be able to answer this question. It provides for certain religious practices as essential. Okay, prove this. Okay, you said yes. So prove. Give me one example. Turban is considered as essential. So judicial interpretation has made it that essential religious practice is part of secular. Why is this ERP determined essential religious practice? There should be a right balance between religious integrity or religion integrity and also state intervention. Sometimes the state may intervene in all matters, so in order to protect religion, ERP is determined. So it is yes. Constitution of India provides for making of parliamentary laws for social welfare and reform. Which article?
70.
25(2)(a). It's a line directly picked. 25(2)(a). Does it provide both group and individual rights?
Yes.
Example, 25 is individual. Group rights is education, religious education institutions, etc. Yeah. So individual and group rights. This is the difference. India and Western model of secularism is only individual rights because they have only one community, Christianity. But in India you have different groups, so you have to enjoy both individual rights and also group rights. Right. So answer is D. All 4. MP lab scheme is in news. Why? RTI, there was a unused funds was there in this one. MP lab funds were not being used properly. MP lab is what? It is a power given to MPs to recommend certain projects. So to a tune of 5 crore in their own constituency. It is based on the principle of regional development, constituency development. This program was initiated in 1983. Initially it was 2 crore. Now it is 5 crore. Which is the body which monitors the implementation? Statistics and program implementation. Okay. And who implements it? So MPs have only recommendatory functions. And it is given to all MPs, not just elected. So everyone. MP lab scheme is a central sector scheme. Okay. Is it a central sector scheme? What do you mean by central sector scheme? 100% funding by the center. So it is a central sector scheme. One is correct. Only elected MPs are eligible under it? No. 3, the role of MPs is only recommendatory. So 1 and 3, answer is A. Okay. Next is environment question. This is related to environmental governance. Even in environment, when you are doing environment, it will take environmental science, environmental geography, and environmental governance. So this is environmental governance related question. Environmental governance could be national governance like BD Act or Forest Rights Act, etc. International governance may also be there. It starts from Stockholm Convention or Whaling Commission, etc. Yeah. So signing of Ramsar Convention, what is the year? 71. Agreement on Vienna? 85. It is just before Montreal Protocol. It is just before Montreal Agreement. So it is all signing, not implemented. So it is just before Montreal Protocol. Second is 85. Basel Convention is 89. Combating desertification. It is one of the products of Earth Summit. So the order is proper 1, 2, 3 and 4. So though it is a product of Rio Convention, it is implemented in 94, combating desertification. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is the right answer, C. Okay. This is again level 3. Yeah, level 3 question. Yeah. Fact-based questions have been asked. No? This is very easy still. There is logic in this. Last time, if you remember, what novel was that? Anand Mat was written when Anand Mat only, no? Neil Darpan. So when such question can be asked, this is some logic is there in this. Yeah. So be ready for everything. Yeah. Okay. Next is 96. Precautionary principle. Okay, who can tell me the news? This one, 96 question. Which of the following treaties or conventions has precautionary principle as its basic tenet? Why was this question? Cartagena Protocol on biosafety. Why was this question asked? It was very recently in news. Swaminathan Committee report on GM crops. So he said that in precautionary principle is not being followed. That report said precautionary principle is not being followed. So it is Cartagena Protocol on biosafety. Now extended producers responsibility. Next question 97. This is level 2. It is very common these days. Like extended producers responsibility is what? Now it is not the person who is using or is part of producing waste. The person is at the manufacturing level also, he is also included in the waste management thing. So this is called extended producer's responsibility. That means what? The producer is not just involved in making the product, the fallout of it, that is the waste out of it, he is responsible for that as well. This idea was first included in, so it is there in Plastic Waste Management Tools 2016, Solid Waste Management Tools 2016, E-Waste, is it there? It's there in all three, 1, 2 and 3. Next, SEO was in news. India becomes a member of SEO. So if you look at the history of SEO, SEO starts as Shanghai 5, 1996 with 5 members. Then Uzbekistan was not the member. Uzbekistan later becomes the member. When Uzbekistan becomes the member, then it becomes SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So Uzbekistan was not a member of Shanghai 5, yes. SCO is an organization purely for security cooperation? No, it is for economic many things. Why did I ask this question? Because there was one question on IORA, Indian Ocean Region Rim Association, which said that it is purely economic based. It's purely economic based. So Uzbekistan was not a member of Shanghai 5, yes. SCO is an organization purely for security cooperation, no. The recent summit of SCO was held at Qingdao. So it is only, if you are in Astana, you are old now. Astana is prior to that. So answer is only 1, C. Now there is in wetlands, next question, in wetlands was, which is the convention which is famous? Ramsar. But Ramsar has after Ramsar there comes one more declaration, Changwon. Changwon is a continuation of Ramsar. And see, if you remember, why did I ask this question? I'll tell you the reason also. Mains question, there was a mains question on wetlands, ecological and wise use of wetlands. Wise use is what? Earlier, in India, wetland rules were there in 2010. According to those rules, you should not use, or human interference should not be there at all in wetlands. But in Ramsar, the term is used, ecological and wise use. So accordingly, India changed it, right? In 2016, and there was a huge controversy. So Changwon takes the idea of Ramsar further, that ecological and wise use. So it talks about sustainable development, wetland protection should be there. Along with it, economy-based, human welfare also should be there. So the theme is right. Its central theme is healthy wetlands, healthy people. So one is right. It follows the principles outlined in the Ramsar Convention. Yes, both 1 and 2. Red corner notice is next question. Red corner notice is in news. Lot you have read. You'll be interested more in Malaya's lifestyle rather than what is red corner notice. Yeah. Red corner notice is given by Interpol. If you look at the notices, there are many. Some 7 or just check how many notices are there. The red corner notice is given in case it's the highest form. It is the last kind of notice. So what happens in this? A person who is committed a crime, his extradition is needed. That is, if the person committed a crime and he has moved outside the country and he has to be extradited, then this red corner notice is given. So it is what? Does it come in 1, 2, 3? It is none of the above. It is not there in any. Third one is slightly different. Third one is not the criminal, the person of interest. It's slightly different. So ABC are also different kinds of notices. They are not just random options which are given. Yeah. So D is the answer.
So is it a body of
Interpol, no. UN, no. Independent, international policing. So it links different security agencies, police organizations all over the world.
So how many members are
Member countries, I don't know. Done? Anything you want to ask? Anything you want to put as a suggestion, opinion, etc.? Huh? No, first thing is okay. If you've got it wrong, if you think, you need not worry about those things precisely because this is just the start. It just started, it's a mock. And one thing is ensure that quality of questions will remain the same. It will go beyond this, where all nerves will be cracked. Yeah? So why this entire thing is being done? On prelims day should be just another exam. It should be like that. Rather than facing the disaster in 2018, 2017 questions, that should not happen.